That's the most important room visit. So this is Junior.
No, not for me.
Aye, film him. I am going to take you guys at home on a tour at the club. Right, so time for a little update for everybody at home. I think what we'll do is we'll start at the front of the building and then I'll walk around and I'll show you everything that we've done here and how we're progressing, what we're waiting on, and how everything's going to be. And then I'll get Barry to put on some old footage of when we bought the club and you'll see how much we've progressed. This would be a huge gamble for us, a huge gamble, because we're wandering into the unknown. But we're building it, so I can control the cost. I can control the design. I can control the features that make it different to every other place in the city. So why would we not do it? We're now at the Union Street side of the building, and this was the worst. So all the water damage was coming in upstairs in that cocktail bar and it was running down. So we stripped it all back, we propped it all up. It's all done professionally. But anyway, let's come in here. So we had postponed work on the site because we were waiting, come with me, for the planning permission. However, we're now at a stage where the planning permission is nearly granted. So yeah, we had a couple of weeks of not working on the site, but this will be the tunnel that everyone at home remembers. This is your Budz bar glass tunnel. Everybody remembers this about Aberdeen, or the bar in Aberdeen. But I'm going to walk you through how the venue is going to be. So you will come in off the street and you will come up here. This will be your entrance. Disabled ramp here. There's going to be a huge hanging light pendant that will be like a hologram, if you like. I'll show you some images of something similar we're going to create, but that's going to hang here. And then we'll come up. And then this is going to be the reception. There's going to be a slide up at the cocktail bar up there. You slide down, and in here there'll be a glass enclosure here with lots of balls in it, like a ball pit. So when you come in this slide, you go down and you go into the ball pit, and then you're here, and then you can come up and then into the venue. So like I said, this will be your reception. It'll be quite cool. We're going to have toilets in here, and then I think this glass feature will be quite cool. Think of the Crystal Maze. When they went into the dome and they were all catching the money in the Crystal Maze, but it's not. It's going to be the same idea, like a glass enclosure with a slide. So when you're in the cocktail bar, there'll be a neon that says, I don't know, I'll think of something funny, but when you go in the neon, neon takes you in. So people coming in off the street that are only just coming into the venue will come past and see this crazy glass element, if you like, with lights inside it and loads of coloured balls. We've had the building for years now. We're not allowed to start the build on it because we're waiting on the planning permission, but what we are allowed to do is make the building structurally sound. So what we've been doing, okay, the joiners are off on holiday this week, but we've had the team of joiners in here. When they back? Wednesday. So they're back Wednesday. We've had a team of joiners in here doing all the structural work. So as you can see, everywhere you look, it's all new timber, it's all being repaired. Now, this is one of the biggest issues that I'm having with the council, is that we wanted to keep this. We wanted to keep the glass enclosure because everybody knew it as Bud Bar, especially people our age range. But what the council are saying is they don't want it, because when we take this hoarding down, that's essentially Union Street. So it's open. So when you're out on Union Street, you can actually just walk behind here. And these are two separate venues. So this one's 419 Union Street, this is 421 Union Street. So they don't want you to be able to come in here, around the back of here for people sleeping or whatever. I'm arguing with them about it. But we've come up with a plan, so we're going to rebuild a fascia on the front of Union Street so it looks like it did back in the day. Now the weird thing is that Luxous does upholstery, and we're opening a crazy golf stroke fun bar for an entertainment venue. Now this was a sports shop that sold golf memorabilia, and originally, when this was a building back in the early 1900s, it was called Roberts, and it was an upholstery firm. So what we're going to do is we're going to recreate a frontage on Union Street, which looked like it did back in the day, and there's going to be 3 glass archways. And then you're going to come through one archway, and it's going to take you in here, and I'm going to try and retain this glass. So take it all out and refurbish it, paint it, sandblast it, reinstate the glass, so that from the Union Street side, it still looks like a traditional shop, but when you walk in here, we've done this. So let's go downstairs. And then when you come downstairs now, you're going to come into the club. And as you can see, we've completely stripped it back. Oh, nice little pigeon there. Hello. Yeah. So this is what most of you, well, you probably will not remember it like this, but this is 419. So now the basement has been completely stripped. So the worst part is this was Budz bar, this was a basement. However, what we had was 17 years of water leaking in the building because somebody had nicked the lead off the roof. So we've rebuilt down here, we've stripped it all back, we've rebuilt, this is a kit that I was showing you up 4 floors. So there's a new kit being built all the way up 4 floors supporting the whole building. It's the same on the side Johnny's on there. That was the side that we were on. But when you come in now, what we're gonna have is toilets down this side, and then we're gonna have VIP rooms on this side. So you can come in with your friends, you can hire a VIP room, you can come in here, and then we'll come through the main venue into the actual bar. Now we've not done much in here at the moment because we've focused all of the structural work on the levels above. Other than building the kits and stripping it all back and starting to introduce the steelworks, everything else down here we're leaving until the planning permission is granted, which we expect to be in the next month or so. Now that we've got a new architect, he's picking up a pace. He's on the ball, so he's contacting the universities, the students, and we want them to help us. So we've come up with a scheme. It's not implemented yet, but it's a concept that Richard Slater and I have come up with, whereas he's going to go to the university and he's going to ask the students if they want to help to design and build this place so they can see it from concept to completion. And so people are saying, well, why did you want to do that? Well, the range and the age group of people that are at uni now are the age range of people that I want to come to this venue. So who better than those guys to tell us the sort of venue that they think would be good, and it would be brilliant for them to have a case study to work on. So we're going to introduce some students. I'm going to try and introduce some sort of prize where they can help us design it, but I want to change it up in here completely. Sorry, Lizzie. But I want a fresh start. We've changed architect, and I just want something fresh. I want something cool. So in here is going to be a club, but it's going to be aimed at, say, the 19 to 20s, mid-20s age group. So we're going to come in, and then we're going to have the bar on this side. In between the pillars, we're going to have seating, so curved booths in there of some sort. And at the very bottom, we're going to have a dance floor with a DJ booth. And as you can see, it's not a small venue. It's a large venue. So there's plenty of room for lots of people in here. And at the back end of the building, we'll not go down there because we're waiting for some of this to be taken away. However, at the back of the venue, there will be staff rooms, a little kitchen, beer keg store, and we're directly below all of the bars upstairs. So as you can see, this room is ready to start, get all of this gone, and then we're ready to start the fit out on here as well. There's not so much structural work to be done down here other than replacing that roof at the side. So now that the better weather's coming, we're going to strip that roof off and replace it. Now we have had a big delay in this build because it's a listed building, it's grade C listed. So the actual fabric of the building and how it looks from the outside and the appearance is very difficult to change from what it is. So now we're working with the guys, we're working with the planners, we're working with the heritage team from Aberdeen to make sure that everything that we do is acceptable to them, and in return they're going to help us do it. So we're picking up a pace now. We've got a meeting next week with the heritage team. Richard's smashing on with the design. I think we'll have the interior's already done. The stage 1 building warrant's been done. The interior, they're happy with the interior. The only thing we're arguing with on this building, or the only thing we're to and fro on, is how it looks from the outside. We've decided to take a step back and say, well, rather than making something funky and clad in the building and putting lights on, let's do the total opposite. Let's make it look modest from the outside, like the traditional furniture shop, but then you step in and it's just this crazy venue, a bit like the Wash House in Manchester. So that's what we're going to create here. Yeah, so you'll literally look at it from the Union Street side and think what is it, a furniture shop? Is it a bit unappealing? And then you step in and it's just this crazy venue with holographic lights. And if you think about the size of this venue, it's so big we can provide everything. So upstairs, people can obviously play on the shuffleboard, they can play darts, they can maybe do axe throwing, they can play pool, they can play all of the different games that you get in your Boom Battle Bars. If you don't know what I mean, look at Boom Battle Bars on Instagram. Stuff like that will be in here. So they've got something to do there. You might want to go upstairs and have a few holes of crazy golf with your pals. It'll be structured in such a way as you'll have an app on your phone. So if you play 2 or 3 holes and you get bored and you want to come back to it, you can. The app will pick up from where you left off. And then once you've done that, you can go and have a pizza, you can have a cocktail, you and your girlfriends can sit in the cocktail bar upstairs, and then at the end of the night, instead of going home, you can come down to the club. You can come down to the club here, you can enjoy yourself, you can dance, you can drink, and it's all right on your doorstep here in Aberdeen. Let's go. So downstairs will be quite a fun club, and then up here is going to be the same. So you'll be able to come in here, you'll get all of your games, so you can socialise in here. There's going to be lots of different zones. So you can play games, you can go up to the cocktail bar, you can go to the pizza restaurant. The next floor upstairs here will be crazy golf all the way along, lots of different 9 holes crazy golf. And then, like I said, we're going to have a pizza restaurant and a kitchen at the back. This has all been ripped out for a lift shaft, all the steel work's now in up here. So now we're on the stage of the build where we're introducing all the steel. So we've already started strengthening all the timber beams here, and now we're going to start introducing all the steel work. The roofs need replaced. In here, all of this was ruined. So the plasterboard, we never knew these windows existed. There were plasterboard on the walls and it was all rotten, and all of this was all lighting, and it was ruined, fluorescent lights. But we've had to do a lot of structural work in here. This building is over 200 years old, and we're strengthening the building and doing all the structural work now so that we can do the fit. So although it seems like we've not done much, when I show you previous and now, you'll see there's a huge difference in this property because most of it is structural work. So we've been repairing the building and putting it back to how it needs to be. So let's have a walk. So in here is the first floor. So this is the floor that you come in when you're off of Union Street. This floor here is going to be like Boom Battle Bar, if you like, or one of those cool bars that you can see in Edinburgh and Glasgow, where you can go in, you can play shuffleboard, you can play all various games. It's not all going to be crazy golf. So if you think of a hybrid between Lane 7 and Boom Battle Bar, that's what this place is going to be. So here we're going to have a big bar in the middle, like this. And then there'll be lots of different games in here, whether it's axe throwing, whether it's pool, whether it's shuffleboards. There'll be loads and loads and loads of different games for you guys to play whilst enjoying a cocktail or a beer or whatever it is that you want to drink. And then right up at the back there, you can see there's a floor up, the halfway floor. That's going to be a pizza restaurant. So in there, we're going to put a wood-fired oven, pizza restaurant. We may not get the wood-fired oven, it may have to be gas, but you get the idea. But that's going to be a pizza restaurant. And then if you look below it, the one we come in, there's a room there, that's going to be a prep kitchen for said bar. Here, we've stripped out one of the staircases ready for a lift shaft because our lovely council, Aberdeen City Council, want me to have 45 lifts in this building. Now, when we originally designed this building, we were using an architect, but we've now got rid of him and we're using a new one, so we're changing the plans up. We don't want the new architect to be following on from the old architect's plans, eh, Johnny?
Yes, yes.
The roof up in the cocktail bar here has already been built. It's just needed better weather and 2 weeks to get it rebuilt. So in here, this part here was the worst in the whole building. There were bricks here that had just completely collapsed, the roof had collapsed, and now we've made it structurally sound with guidance from our structural engineers. So this whole roof here is coming down. This whole roof is coming down. It's rotten, it's old, it's 200 years old, it's coming off, and we've got a whole new roof waiting to go on. So this here is the whole new roof with lantern. All of that's going to get fitted on here within the next 2 to 3 weeks, I would imagine. We've had to rebuild this whole side of the building 4 floors. So this kit here comes up 4 floors, and if Barry can bring his camera, you can see in the gap you've got 4 floors. So you've got a kit that comes all the way up. All of the bar gantry is going to hang from here. So the bar gantry will hang down. And we're going to have seat and tables and chairs all the way around. And I think, everybody's telling me not to do it, but I think what I'm going to do is have like rocking horse ponies all the way around the bar. So instead of sitting on a bar stool, you'll be sitting on a pink rocking horse pony, drinking your glass of champagne or whatever you girls want to do when you're in the bar. And then everywhere in here will have table service. So every table, every game, every single where you are in this venue will have table service, and there'll be an app developed, which we're doing now. So if you want to order a pizza, if you want to order a drink, you can just go into the app and it'll come straight to your table. So in times where we're really, really busy, you don't have to queue at a bar, they'll bring it to you. So let's go through here. So all of this roof needs to be chopped down because we need the head height here. So all of this is getting chopped down, brought across. This is where the lift shaft will be. And then up here is where all the crazy golf will be. So up here, we're gonna have another 2 9-hole golf courses. One on one side, one on the other, and a walkway in the middle. So, like I said, this is where the crazy golf's gonna be now. So I'm keeping it up high, I'm keeping it away. And what I'm gonna do, I think, is on one side, I'm gonna recreate like a New York themed subway train. So there'll be a few holes, so you actually go inside, the doors will open, you go inside the train, you work your way along playing crazy golf. On the other side, we're gonna create maybe something like a crazy circus or something, because the balls that I'm gonna buy and the balls that I'm using for this, each ball's got a little Bluetooth chip in it, so you can't cheat. So if you pick the ball up off the ground or something, the app knows that you've picked it up, or it knows the speed that the ball's traveling. So it's actually quite intelligent. But anyway, yeah, this whole floor here is gonna be crazy golf. So it's quite big, as you can imagine. It's 100 feet long, 100 meters long, 100 feet. So all of this will be all different kinds of crazy golf holes. Again, we're gonna have another bar up here, which may well be in the corner, or we may put it in the middle again, here. But all of this will be like crazy golf, arcade games, games where you can play against your friends and make a bit of fun. Up here in that room there is going to just be a back office. And then if we go downstairs here, it'll take us into the pizza restaurant. So in there where you are, Baz, is going to be the pizza restaurant. So we're going to have a seating area, we're going to have tables and chairs, and there'll be a fire exit in the corner. So we got all the way back to the workshop, and I forgot that I never made an outro for my own video. So here we are. So yeah, cut it short. And hopefully the next video you see, we've got some really good progress. We're starting the shop fit side of it very soon. And I'll keep you guys updated. Now fuck off.